What if I told you your English could sound way more natural just by changing how you listen? Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm here to guide you through today's episode, where we'll unlock simple yet powerful tips to boost your English skills.
And I'm Jack. Together, we'll walk you through real-life tips and stories that'll make English easier and more fun.
In this episode, we're diving into the basics of time talk. That means how to talk about time naturally in English, and how to build strong habits to speak confidently.
Plus, we'll share practical ways to improve your listening and pronunciation with zero stress.
Jack, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you remember the last time someone asked you, "What time is it?" in another country?
Yes. I was in Tokyo, and I totally blanked. I knew how to say the time, but I panicked. I ended up just showing my watch.
That's exactly what happens to so many learners. You know the grammar, you know the words, but in real conversation, it just disappears.
Totally. And that's why today we're going to break it down. We'll keep things super simple. Let's start with the basics of talking about time naturally.
All right, let's do a quick check. If I say it's 5:15, what time is that?
That's 5:15. Quarter past means 15 minutes after the hour.
Exactly. And if I say 6:30?
That one's easy. 6:30.
Perfect. These are common phrases in everyday English, but many learners skip them, right?
Yeah. People often learn digital time first, like 6:15 or 5:30. That's fine. But if you want to sound more natural, learning these classic phrases helps a lot.
And it makes conversations feel smoother. Imagine this. You're meeting a friend. They say, "Let's meet at 7:45. That means 7:45.
Right. And if you don't know that phrase, it can be confusing, even if you understand the numbers.
Let's pause here. One big tip for listening practice is don't try to understand every word.
Yes. Listen for patterns, not perfection.
Here's a quick example. Listen to this sentence. "Let's grab coffee around 10:30, yeah?"
Even if you miss the first part, the phrase 10:30 jumps out. Your brain grabs the key info, the time.
And the word around tells you it's not exact. So now you know they're suggesting a coffee meeting at about 10:30.
That's it. You understood the important part without translating every single word.
This skill takes time, but it works. Start with short sentences. Use YouTube videos or short clips.
Even children's cartoons are great. Clear voices, slow pace, natural patterns.
Let's move into something more personal. Talking about your daily routine is a great way to practice time expressions.
I'll go first. My mornings start early. I usually wake up at 6 a.m., I stretch, drink some water, and by 6:30, I'm out for a jog.
Nice. I'm a bit slower. I wake up around 7:15, then make coffee. My brain doesn't work before 8 a.m.
Fair enough. What time do you start work?
Usually by 9 sharp, but sometimes I check emails earlier, around 8:45.
Notice how Jessica said at 9 sharp. That means exactly at 9. No delay.
And around 8:45 means it's flexible, give or take 5 to 10 minutes.
These phrases, at, around, by, sharp, are super helpful in real talk.
Here's a tricky one. 30 and 13. They sound close, but they're different.
Yeah. Let's try this. Say 13. The stress is on the second part. Now say 30. The stress is on the first part.
Let's give our listeners a quiz.
Okay? If I say the meeting is at 13 minutes past 3, what time is that?
3:13. Now, what if I say the meeting is at 30 minutes past 3?
That's 3:30.
Awesome! Stress makes a big difference.
One of my favorite tricks for improving both listening and speaking, repeat and record.
Yes, you listen to a short sentence, pause, repeat it out loud, and record your voice.
Then play it back. Compare it to the original. Don't judge yourself, just listen for rhythm and pronunciation.
Do it daily, even for 5 minutes. Your ear gets sharper and your mouth gets used to the flow.
Plus, it's fun. You can pretend you're on a movie set.
Coffee at 10:30, Agent Jack. Don't be late.
Here's a powerful way to build your English routine. Create a time trigger.
Ooh, what's that?
It means you attach your English practice to a timed-based habit. Like, after brushing my teeth, I'll listen to a 5-minute English podcast.
Or, while waiting for the bus at 8 a.m., I'll repeat 3 English phrases.
Exactly. Make it part of something you already do every day.
You don't need an extra hour. You just need a consistent moment.
Start with one habit, one small win.
So, what time of day works best for you to practice English?
Morning, evening, lunch break.
Pick one and create your time trigger.
You'll be amazed how fast things change when practice becomes part of your day. All right. So now that we've got the basics of time expressions, let's talk about real conversations. You know what I mean, when someone talks fast, when they mumble, or when you just freeze.
Yes. That panic moment. Someone says, we're meeting at 6:45, and your brain is still stuck on quarter to what?
Haha, exactly. So let's talk about how to train your brain to stay calm and catch the key info.
Here's one golden tip. Predict before you listen. For example, if you're in a restaurant and someone says, let's meet at, your brain can guess, oh, they're about to say a time.
Right. You're setting up your mental net to catch the right words.
It works with daily English too. Let's do a quick practice.
Sure. I'll say the beginning of a sentence, and you, dear listener, try to guess how it ends. My train leaves at, what did you imagine? 7? 9:15?
Exactly. You don't need the full sentence. You just need to be ready for the ending.
This trains your listening. Even better, do this while watching English shows. Pause before the sentence ends. Guess the next word, then hit play and check.
Let's talk about appointments. Doctor's visits, job interviews, study sessions.
Or a coffee catch-up with a friend.
Those are important too.
So here's some simple ways to talk about appointments.
I have an appointment at 2:30. Or, my meeting starts around 10.
Want to sound more natural? Try, I'm seeing the doctor at 10. Or, we're catching up at noon.
By the way, noon means 12 p.m. and midnight means 12 a.m.
Don't confuse the two. Midnight is night. Noon is lunchtime.
Let's do a mini quiz.
Okay. You hear, let's meet at noon. What time is that?
12 p.m. Easy.
What if someone says, let's have dinner at 6:30?
That's 6:30 p.m.
Nailed it. See? Easy and fun.
Here's something learners often miss: connected speech.
Ooh, yes. When native speakers connect words so fast, it sounds like one long word.
Exactly. Listen to this. What do you do at 6? That means, what do you do at 6?
Another one. I'm going to meet him at 10:30. That's I'm going to meet them at 10:30.
Don't stress if you don't catch everything at first. Just get used to the sound.
It's like a new song. The first time, it's confusing. The second time, you hear the rhythm. The third time, you start to hum along.
Great example. So keep listening. Replay short clips. Try shadowing. Repeat as they speak, like an echo.
Okay, let's do a pretend conversation. Jessica, you're planning your weekend. I'll ask you questions about your time.
Ready?
What time do you wake up on Saturdays?
Usually around 8. I sleep in a bit.
When do you have breakfast?
Around 9:15. I like slow mornings.
Nice. What time do you meet your friends?
We often meet at 2, sometimes 2:30 if we're lazy.
Awesome. That's how simple it is. And listeners, you can do this too.
Find a study partner or talk to yourself. Really, say things out loud.
Like, okay, it's 8 a.m. I'm brushing my teeth. Now it's 8:15. Time for breakfast.
It might feel silly at first, but it builds your speaking muscles.
Let's zoom out for a second. We've talked about words, phrases, pronunciation.
Now let's talk about building a loop, a daily English habit.
Yes, something small, daily, and doable.
Here's an example loop. 1. Wake up. 2. Listen to a short English podcast. 3. Repeat one key sentence. 4. Say out loud what time you're doing things.
Boom! That's 5 minutes. And you've practiced listening, pronunciation, and speaking.
Then, at night, review what you learned. Say, today I listened to a podcast at 7:30. I learned how to say 7:45.
You're teaching your brain to live in English, not just study it.
Can I say something bold?
Please do.
Stop overthinking grammar, especially with time expressions.
Yes. You don't need to say, I will be going to the store at approximately 9:15 a.m.
Just say, I'm going at 9:15. Simple, clear, natural.
It's better to speak with confidence than to be perfect.
Exactly. Communication greater than perfection.
Let's end this section with a quick listener challenge.
We'll say a situation. You say the time in English. Ready? Your class starts at 7:45. Say it.
Did you say 7:45? Nice.
You eat lunch at 12:30.
That's 12:30.
And your bedtime is 11:15?
That's 11:15.
Well done. All right, we've covered listening, common time phrases, pronunciation, and daily practice. But Jack, let's talk about something big.
Oh, I know where this is going. Let me guess. Fear.
Bingo, fear. That moment when your brain goes blank, your hands get sweaty, and you forget simple words like 7 or half past.
Been there. So many learners freeze, not because they don't know English, but because they feel afraid to speak.
Exactly. So let's talk about how to push through that fear step by step. Okay, confession time. When I first traveled to the US, I panicked when someone asked me, "Hey, what time's your flight?"
What did you say?
I froze. I forgot how to say 10:30. I just said, later.
Classic. But hey, that's real. It happens to everyone.
That's why I always tell my students, it's okay to be awkward. Just keep going.
Yes. No one speaks perfectly all the time. Even native speakers stumble.
Here's a method that worked for me, and it's simple. Step 1, speak to yourself.
Seriously, out loud. Even 30 seconds a day helps. Say what time it is, what you're doing, what your plan is. It's 6 a.m. I'm making coffee. At 9, I have class.
Step 2, record yourself.
Yes, use your phone. Record a voice memo saying your daily routine.
Play it back. You'll hear what sounds natural and what needs work.
Step 3, practice short answers.
People fear long conversations, so start small. Q, what time do you wake up?
Answer, at 7.
Q, when's your lunch break?
Answer, around noon.
Short, clear answers equal confidence.
Step 4, celebrate tiny wins.
If you said 7:45 correctly today, that's a win.
Smiled and said good morning in English? Another win.
Every time you speak, even one word, you grow.
Here's a big fear. What if I say the wrong time?
Let me say this loud and clear. Mistakes equal progress.
You learn by doing. No baby learns to walk without falling.
Exactly. So if you say, I go to work at midnight, but you mean noon, just smile, correct it, and keep going.
In fact, that's a great learning moment. You'll never forget the difference again.
So talk, make mistakes, learn, repeat.
Let's try a mini role play now. Jessica, I'll be a coworker asking about your schedule.
Let's go.
Hey, Jessica, what time do you start work?
I start at 9 sharp.
Nice. When's your break?
Around 12:15, just a quick coffee.
And when do you finish?
Usually at 5:30, but sometimes later.
Perfect. See how natural that sounds?
Listeners, you can pause here and try answering those same questions.
Another reminder, you don't need big grammar. I start at 8. I finish at 5. We meet at 7:45.
Clear, natural. That's what real communication sounds like.
In real life, nobody says, I shall commence work at precisely 9 o'clock.
Unless you're in a movie.
Let's do a speaking game with our listeners.
We'll give 2 pieces. You mix them into a full sentence.
Round 1. Dinner. 6:45.
You can say, dinner is at 6:45, or we eat dinner at 6:45.
Nice. Let's try another. Round 2. Study English. Early morning.
You might say, I study English early in the morning, or I wake up and study at 6 a.m.
Get creative. Say it out loud. That's how you grow.
Let's help you create your own daily time talk moment.
We'll guide you through it. Repeat after us. I wake up at. I eat breakfast at. I study English at. I relax at. I go to bed at.
Boom! You just created your English speaking loop.
So today, we didn't just talk about time.
We talked about habits, confidence, practice, and how to enjoy learning English.
Remember, speak every day, even a little. Make English part of your life, not just your study time.
And don't wait to feel ready. You're ready now.
Wow, you made it to the end of the episode. Amazing job.
Seriously, give yourself a big high five or a high five in the air if you're listening alone.
Today we learned so much. How to talk about time in natural English, how to listen smarter, not harder, how to practice short real-life conversations, and, most important, how to beat the fear of speaking.
Remember, speak a little English every day. Say the time out loud. Make it part of your life, not just your study time.
And have fun with it. Learning English isn't about being perfect. It's about connecting, laughing, and growing.
Before you go, do us a quick favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below what's your English routine, practice what you just learned today.
We'll see you in the next episode of the Achieve English podcast channel,
where your English gets stronger one simple step at a time.
Bye for now, and keep speaking.